we're going to be finding the surface area of a cylinder. So finding the surface area of a cylinder is a lot of steps. So I'll be writing those up at the top of the paper so you can kind of keep track with me. So I have a cylinder here. It looks like my radius is 8 centimeters and the height is 15 centimeters. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is redraw your cylinder as a 2D object. So I'm going to say redraw it flat. So if we were to use scissors and cut this cylinder up the side, we'd be left with a circle on top, a circle on the bottom, and this piece that's wrapping all the way around would end up being a rectangle. So I'm going to redraw my cylinder flat as a 2D shape. So this is what it would look like if it was unrolled. So I'm just going to still label it what I know. So the height of my cylinder is still 15 centimeters, and my radius is still 8 centimeters. So it's on both these circles. Okay, so my cylinder has been drawn flat, so this is the picture that I'm going to be focusing on now. I don't really care about the 3D picture anymore. So we need to find the area of each one of these 3 pieces, and then we're going to add those up at the end. So the second thing I'm going to do is find the area of the circle. Okay, so area of the circle I know is pi r squared, so I'm just getting that formula down there. And then my circle looks like the radius is 8 and the diameter then would be 16. So when you're given a problem like this, sometimes you'll be given the radius, other times you'll be given the diameter. Just write both down so you have both for your formulas. So area of my circle, my radius is 8, so I'm going to have pi 8 squared. So in my calculator, I'm typing that in. So I got 201.06. Okay, so on your practice and homework, it asks you to round to 2 decimal places. So that's what I'm going to keep doing in this video. Okay, so I know each one of my circles is 201.06 centimeters squared. So that part's done. The next thing I have to do is find the area of my rectangle. So I know the height is 15. I have to find this length here. So to find this length, I need to think about my 3D picture again. So this length here wrapped all the way around the circle when it was a 3D shape. So this length wrapped all the way around. So to find the distance all the way around the circle, we need to find the circumference. So the next thing I need to do, step 3, is find the circumference. Okay, so circumference of my circle I know is pi times d. So my diameter is 16, so I'm doing pi times 16 in my calculator. So I got 50.27. So I'm rounding to 2 decimal places, so 50.27. Okay, so remember the whole point of finding that circumference was so that I knew the length of my rectangle. So 50.27 is not going to be part of my solution. It's helping me find the area of my rectangle. So step number 4 would be find the area of the rectangle, which would be the circumference times the height of the rectangle. So the whole point of finding that circumference in step number 3 was to use that to find the area of the rectangle in step 4. So I'm going to do the circumference times the height to find the area of that rectangle. So area of the rectangle, I'm going to be doing 50.27, so that's circumference, times my height, which was 15 in the picture. So 50.27 times 15. So I got 754.05. Okay, so that is the area of my rectangle. So now I have my 3 areas, so circle, rectangle, circle. So last thing I need to do is add up my 3 areas. So that is 2 circles and then the rectangle. Okay, so do that right here. So my final surface area, I have my two circles, so 201.06 was the area of my circle. And there are 2 of those circles in my picture, so I need 2 of those written down, one for the top of the cylinder, one for the bottom of the cylinder. And then I need to add the rectangle. So area of the rectangle, we got 754.05. So I'm going to add those 3 up. Now I got 1,156.17 centimeters squared as my very final surface area for surface area of a cylinder. So if you get stuck when you're doing your practice, go back to these 5 steps.